Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and the little exploding box I made yesterday, I thought I would show what I did with all the little bits of scraps that were left over. I know we've done a herringbone card before, but I just thought it was so delightful and I loved the way how it turned out. So, and this is one of the sentiments of the sticker sheet. Absolutely gorgeous, and I just edged it in black. Added this beautiful little bow, which I think may need reattaching. And I just thought it was such a refreshing little card. I may pop a strip on the inside to decorate the inside. That would be perfect. And then perhaps I could, yeah, I'm going to do that. Absolutely lovely. Oh, I don't know, Mr. Boyce is coming upstairs. I wonder if he's fetching me a coffee. Would be nice if he did, wouldn't it? Oh, another parcel, is it? Oh, yeah. Where's that one from?
I don't know.
Holland. Oh, yes, thank you very much. Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, my parcel's arrived, girls, as well. Oh, and he's dropped on the floor. But a cup of coffee would go down well, Mr. Boy. Thank you, sweetness. Oh my gosh, my papers. I've been waiting for these. Look at that. I just thought that will edge that beautifully now. Oh, look at it. I'm going to put it on the side. Should have put it along the top. Never mind. But just adding a little bit of extras. So I'm going to show you how I did this with all those beautiful little extras. Don't let anything go to waste, ladies. They're just too perfect to throw in the bin. And get my pin then in there. Let me just have a quick look. Oh, they've wrapped it well. Oh my goodness, look. These have come from Studio Graphics all the way up. Oh, Poland, not Holland. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, that's going to be amazing. It's another gorgeous day here, so I might just stick my little fan on. It's not too loud. Oh, if it does bug you, please put your hands up. So, basically, I've just fussy cut one of the sentiment cards out from these papers, which I've got here. So I cut loads of these out. These were the 2 sheets of the papers that came with. Absolutely gorgeous. That's leftover card. I'm not going to let none of this go to waste. But look at these. These were 12 by 12 sheets and I had all these lovely pictures on. So I cut them up. So I can turn these into little note cards. There's that one, which I fussy cut out. I'm going to add that to black cardstock and fussy cut that out. But look at these adorable little cards. No rain, no rainbows. How beautiful. Hello spring. So I cut those 2 sheets up to do that. Absolutely loved it. So I thought to myself, I'm not going to throw those little scraps in the bin when I can make good use of them. So I've got a piece of just plain card. This was sent to me by the gorgeous Karen Resin Brink. And she sent me a couple of packs of this, and it's just A6 card. But I'm going to be trimming it down to size afterwards. So I thought, I'm only covering it with stuff you can't see. So I might as well use that. I've got my black then we're going to edge this around the outside, make it look beautiful. I've got my card base, which is a standard half of an A4. And then we're going to fold and burnish that in half. So, and I will need a new piece of black as well, which I can cut this out and stick that on, and then just fussy cut around it, just to pop it off the page. I'm going to turn that off, it's a little bit noisy. Right. Find the switch, there we go. But what I did with mine, I just grabbed, I didn't use sticky back tape on this or anything, I just glued as I went along. So let's get our glue out to the ready. Let me glue this on here first. Strings of glue. So make sure you get every little square inch. You don't want nothing poking up. And we can give this chance to set while we build our card up. So, okay. I'm not going to add it too close to the edge because I'm going to fussy cut round that. But just leave that to one side now. So with the card, you want to pick a strip that's fairly long. So I did cut a couple of extras because I want to go from one corner to another. Or should we do different pattern this time? Not just the standard go through there. And then we could do a crisscross one. There's so many different ways of doing these scrap cards. It's great. I love it. So I'm just going to glue. Hence the reason I'm using the mat. So I'm going to go from corner to corner. So I'm going to add the glue this way, then I can just flip it over. And then I know roughly where I've glued. Making sure you cover corner to corner. Perfect, hence the mat as well. You don't want to get it all over your desk. I trim as I'm going along because I can use those little bits when I get to small pieces. I'm not going to worry too much about cutting these little bits off yet because we're going to cut it down to size anyway. So, but keep your little bits to one side because they will come in handy. So there's loads of colour in here. Again, I'm going to try my best to stick that over the corner. That way, I haven't got to worry about awkward shapes when it comes to the end of the card. And you don't have to stick to one design. As soon as paper, you could just add loads of different ones. Make sure that's nice and flush. You've got to make sure there's no gaps, otherwise it could look a little bit silly. So I'll wait for that. Just give that a little trim. Always cut in straight lines as well. Don't try cutting a round cut, so don't worry about little bits. But I love this style of card. I think it's wonderful. So I'm going to turn it around. And I want something colourful. So and there are, some of these are thinner and wider than others. I love that, but then I'm going to just snip that straight because I want that red in there. Make sure I've cut that in a straight line though, innit? We could do this all day long. I gotta love it. Just press it down. Use your bone folder as well if you want. You can push all the air out that way. But most people use this and then add a sticky sheet behind it, and then they decide to cover it that way. So these little bits are really important. Don't throw them, please. And now you've got your basic shape. So what you want to do now, you want to decide whether you're going to come this way, whether you're going to come this way. I'm going to get the bits that don't need much cutting, and I'm going to add that there. So that's your best way to do it. You've got to make sure you're really flush against these pieces. The dogs only have to see somebody in the street and they think they're Rottweilers, bless them. So I'm not going to fuss that one. You want to come off now the other way, and splashes of colour in these. Oh look, you've got a tiny little strip here with those little birds on, or even the red. Oh no, there's a bigger one. Oh, look at those little birds. It's just a really beautiful card to make. So you could even hold this up before you glue and then just trim that off. From the back, and then keep those to one side. Keep your long ones there, keep your little scrap ones there. Now we can glue this on. But I do love making these types of cards. Oh. I mean, a lot of people would just basically throw them in the bin, and I don't think there's no need to throw anything away. Make sure that's nice and close up the top. Push out any air. Beautiful. And then let's get a bit of this. Once you get down to smaller pieces here, like this, say, you've got these little bits. So I'm going to add a red piece in there. Tiny little gap, but that could have been for me off cutting that one piece, and it can knock your whole thing out of place. So let's add this way instead. Perfect. Love these splashes of colour, it's so nice. And this art glitter glue dries beautifully. So I could add that piece if it's long enough. Yes, it is. Yay! Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I've glued my finger. The card is starting to warp a little bit, but I'm not really bothered about that because when we glue it down onto our black piece, it will straighten it all back out, because this one is nice and flat. It's not bowing or anything, it just adds strength then. You could always give it just a bend the opposite way. So let's see what else we've got. We've also got some plain strips here. Yeah, I'm going to have that. Oh, mind you, I like the stripes, so I'm a stripe person. Oh, I can't wait to open that package. Them papers that have come are outstanding. And I ordered them because the gorgeous scrap queen Diana was making baby albums, and my neighbour is having a baby next year, or Christmas time. Oh no, actually it's December it's due, but they're doing a gender reveal party. She's asked me to do the invitations, but I haven't got a clue what to do. So if anyone's got any suggestions, please send me a PM on Facebook, because I just don't have any baby stamps, if you know what I mean. I haven't got. I said I'll try my best, but you know, I don't like to let people down. So yeah, if you've got any suggestions, that would be amazing. Oh yes, look at that beautiful floral print there. Love it. And the only pearls I put on that one were just the either side. You could add a few more extra gems on that one. I think we might do that after, whilst we're decorating this one as well. I think some of them enamel glue dots, not enamel glue dots, enamel dots we've got with Stampin' Up, they would look really pretty on there. I love those pieces. I mean, even keep this little piece here, just in case you've got a section you need. I'm not saying we're going to use that one, but oh, it's lovely, isn't it? They come together really quickly as well. So, oh, raindrops now, next to our brollies. See, that is off slightly. Oh, I don't like the fact that that's off. That one's perfect. But where that little bit is off, don't be deterred by that, because you can add your sentiment over that section to hide any blemishes. give it a nice rub down so there's no air bubbles, because they will help to, don't worry about the back of your card, it's going to get hidden as well. So I'm getting a little large there, so I'm pull my larger scissors in, because I want to keep those little bits. Maybe, look how pretty it looks. Let me find any more of those brollies, not brollies. That's a nice piece. Oh, there it is. Some more of that beautiful, oh, it's on the stripes. So we've got some beautiful patterns there. Got a few that's fallen off the edge here. Gosh, I could make several cards with this. Let's pop that one that way. Oh, I love it. But if you prefer to put a sheet of sticky backed tape on there, you could also add sticky tape, double-sided tape, and then just peel the backings off. Or you can use the whole sheet like Stampin' Up! Sell, or Sticks to Sell, adhesive back sheets. Now we're coming into a smaller area here, so let's see if our pieces, oh look at that, perfect. You could even glue that area, but this goes off pretty quick, so this is why I'm doing sections at a time. I just love the way these cards turn out, just so pretty. Perfect. Let's see what we've got there. I'm going to add that piece there. Love it. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I know, I'm doolally. Getting excited over some scraps of paper. That's the beauty about crafting. It sparks your excitement off, and I love that. So now we've got that tiny little piece. You will need a square edge. Let's add that piece because we haven't added any of that yet. And we haven't got any smaller pieces. I love that. Just give that a few minutes to dry. You don't want to knock that out of place. Hey birdie birdie. Aren't they just so adorable, these papers? And like I say, we've done these before a few times, but look at all this. I could probably get 3 cards out of just these few scraps. You know, so just don't let them go to waste. When you can make some, you could do a set of 4 note cards like this. I've still got the sticker sheets here as well, so that would look absolutely gorgeous. So we need to add that one that way. What I might do is I might just overlap that slightly just so I can get that square on again. So if I glue to there, because I can see that it's off just slightly. No one will ever know. Beautiful. So instead of wasting long strips now, I'm going to try and look to this pile for bits that will fit. That way the longer strips will definitely go towards another card. Perhaps we should see how many we can get out of those strips. So that can go there. Isn't that starting to look absolutely fabulous? So have I got any paler strips there now? No, but I've got this one here. and we've had the stripes, so let's turn over for the checkered. I mean, people use Pritt sticks and everything, glue sticks, and you know, just add it as they go along in sections. Tiny little gap there, but that's fine. Let's see if we can have, see, when you're doing it, it's crissy crossy, isn't it? And that's going to go there. I do really like making these herringbone cards. The first one I think I did was with Christmas paper in black and white, and it looked adorable. That's brilliant. I love it. So, what have we got here? Oh, we haven't had those large colourful raindrops yet, so we could have them there. Oh, we have there. Oh, let me have it over here then. Yes, right. Perfect. I'm loving it. We are going to trim this down, don't forget. So, I mean, tiny little bits like that and that we can't use. So, let's pop this over. Oh, that is looking fab. Need a dot of glue under there. Don't know what happened there. Just a tiny little bit on the tip. Perfect. Like I say, we are going to trim these down. Let's see. We need to make straight cuts. So, fingers crossed I've got that as straight as I can. That's off. That's perfect. Oh, I love it. I mean, some people just do long strips. You could just do crisscross. I've done that before now, and then I've even scored it first and then put the paper in between. That looks nice as well. Perfect. Let's have a look. What else have we got here? Got a straight edge. Yep, let's go on that. Gorgeous patterns in this collection. So sweet. Now that's the opposite to its own self as well. I love it. Absolutely love it. Oh, look at that little piece. Let me see if I can find a wider piece. Oh, just a tiny little fraction. But we are going to trim. So I'm going to make sure I trim all round to make sure it's perfectly level. So I'm just going to use this piece here. Even though that piece is slightly wider. But like I say, we're going to trim that off. And you could always grab a piece like that even. But I don't see the point because we're going to trim off anyway, so let's leave that like that. Oops. Sticky bits. Hence you need your mat. So let's tackle this corner. Let's get a bit of, look how thin that strip is. Isn't that cute? I wonder if I put that in there, that would ease that piece up. So if I pop that there, maybe if we find a piece that is wide enough. Perfect. So again, they're opposite papers. just bob that on. We got those smaller bits. What? Let's have a look at this one. That's going to fit perfect. So I want that little corner to get glued. Oh, it's looking lovely. Beautiful. Look at all that left over. Isn't that gorgeous? And this long piece here. Those little bits really do come in handy, especially now we're getting close. Like I'm saying, we're going to trim that off with our, because we need to cut this down. I always start off with a little bit bigger piece of cardstock. That way when you trim down you get perfect edges, because you can't always get the trimmings perfect. So where's that little piece gone? I don't know, but I can't see it. There we go. Right, let's see what we've got here. Nothing long enough there. Nope. So let's find some smaller pieces. I'm going to have that pattern there. Beautiful. Oh, I love it. It's adorable. Smoothing out all the edges. The back of the card looks awful at the moment, but it's going to get covered with our black cardstock. This glue comes off easy. You just basically rub your finger on it and just flick it away. I want a bit more red somewhere. Maybe even those. Yes, we'll have that little bit. I've got a piece there, but it's not cut right. Oh, I love these cards. Do 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 do. Just have a little radio playing in the background. Do do do. Might distract from what I'm saying. So I am going to pinch that little corner there unless I've got a bit there. I have. So let me see if I can cut it straight enough. I'll just follow that line there. And that is perfect. Yay! Lovely, look at that. How adorable. So, I mean, you can keep all these little bits if you think you can do something with them. They're not always worth keeping. Maybe this would be okay because I can follow the line. It's quite come in handy for something else. So let's just bob those to one side. We've got all that left to make more cards. How wonderful. And may continue. I've got some more pieces and I've got paper left, so I might just cut enough to size so we can get a set of 4 or maybe a set of 5. And then I've just ordered some acetate boxes. I might do a little gift set of those. They will look adorable. You know, summery, but we always get showers in the summer as well as in the spring, so you could add. So let's just make sure that's cut to size. Perfect. Let's trim this up. Oh, on top of my guillotine is everything. It's my parcel. So I'm going to take a slither off this end. Because we want these to be, well, if I cut that down that side to 5/8, making it the same size as my black, but when we turn and flip it over, we can take it down to, I'm on a small-ish border, so I'm just going to come past the 5.5 mark, neatening those beautiful edges up. And the width of this is 4 1/8. So if I take that down to 3 7/8 one side, and then switch it around and pop that in at 3 5/8. That should look absolutely beautiful against our black. Nice little border, absolutely bang on. These strips, if you wanted to, you could stick them on the inside somewhere. You know, it's entirely up to you. I wouldn't use these small ones. Let's pop that to one side. Let's get some gluing done. Get the tip of my glue now. Oh, so I've got 2 now of these. I'm going to make sure I make another 2. I'll decorate the acetate box as well when that comes, with ribbon and gems and maybe a sentiment on the front. So that will be a prize then to go up for one of the weekly sketches. Well, the monthly draw for the sketch. That would look super cool. So let's just, I've got a little bit extra black on this side. And you could have these cards any way up now. I mean, I've done that one this way. So this one I could make sure I do this way, and then that sentiment can sit on there like that. Absolutely love it. I am just going to take my guillotine and take the tiniest slither off there, just because I want it to match either side. And I mean just a slither. Perfect. Let's get this glued on. You could use tear tape here, you could use glue. Just make sure you got plenty on. Make sure you get it to all the edges. Love it. And if you've got a bit too much, just use your finger. Now my birdies are looking straight there to me, so you've got a lovely gap either side. Just get this over, give it a good burnish. Nothing's gone to waste. I love that. Oh, I've even got black glued to my finger off the card. The paper, black paper, I find it always very pliable. Now these are the strips we just cut off, so you could add one on the inside maybe, or you could just put a little piece at the bottom and a little piece at the top. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave a little tiny gap as well, top and bottom. Why not? And it doesn't have to be perfection, it is a handmade card. So I'm going to pop this in and I'm going to come down just about there, and then I'm going to do the same at the bottom here. pretty straight to me. Wicked. Flip it over and then we can trim off the excess. Whoops. Make sure it sticks down first, Gaynor. There we go. And just make sure that's straight. Does that need, yes it does, need a little bit more glue under it. That is so sweet, I love that. I love that it's got a little jaggedy edge as well, so all those little bits of paper are in there. That is really nice and sturdy now. Give that a good burnish. There we go. So, there's that bit. Now we're going to do a little bit of fussy cutting. Love it. Trying to leave about 1/8 of an inch. All the way round. A little bit of glue on my scissors. Right, to rectify that, it's just so simple. Just take your glue eraser and clear them up. Mr. Boyce is due to come up. He didn't fetch me a coffee, did he? Oh, right, I'm going to be having words with him. Of his plants. He's ordered, he wants to grow grapes. He loves grapes. Mr. Boyce gets an idea in his head. It starts to do his passion, and then he'll find something else to do, and then that gets put to one side. But if that's his way of coping, just had a letter off his mental health team. Got another appointment, bless his soul. Let me just trim that bit off. It's getting in the way. There we go. Come around there. I love giving these things black edges. Sets it all off. Lovely and sharp these are. There we go. Isn't that cute? I'm going in my scraps bin. These can go in the rubbish. Gotta decide. Oh, it's nice and stiff. Good sturdy card. So we're going to decide to have it this way. Do you want to pop it back that way? You can have it over there. I'm going to have this one standing up in the centre. So I'm going to grab some dimensionals. Look at that. You've got those sentiment cards that come. You've got the stickers also. And you haven't even had to use a stamp yet, because your card is completely done with all the beautiful items that came with the set. Absolutely gorgeous. So I've got a little bit of a boo-boo there, but you can't tell. I can. So pop that down. I've got some of that beautiful ribbon here, and I'm going to grab a bow. I'm going to make a little bow. In fact, I'm going to have that slightly wider apart, I think. A little bit of a dangler. hold that a bit longer because I've made a bit of a boo-boo on the end of this tail by shoving it in the side itself. It reminds me so much of, and it also matches the polka dot on there as well. Isn't that just adorable? That is so sweet. So I'm going to leave that a second. I'm going to snip off because I've made a boo-boo there. Snip that off there. Then we can adjust accordingly once we've attached. Love this foam machine. Just the best. So with that one I used a big glue dot or a couple of glue dots, and it just wasn't floating my boat, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to use a little bit. Oh, that is just so sweet. And then I might just use glue dots to hold them in place. So I need to order more tape. Keep getting it up on the computer and then forgetting about it. So you can put your tails straight. Just going to cross them over for a minute and make sure my bows are going the right way. Perfect. So it's horrible that I've thumbnails. Oh, I hate it. Can't grip anything or peel anything off. So just going to add that there. I'm going to grab my glue dots. And I'm just going to make sure that they stay where I want them to go. Can't get over the edge, that is now. It's better. Beautiful. And then do we need to trim them off just a touch, I think. Perfect. Oh, love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. How stinking cute is this? Oh my goodness, wait there, we haven't finished. I've got to put the lid on my glue before it dries out. She says. And get some, let me find those gems. Oh, I reckon these pink ones will look amazing on there. So I'm just going to have, I'm going to put one there. One there. And should go for all. I've only got one little one, so I'm going to have to keep them all the same size. And one there. Beautiful. And we've even decorated the inside. So we have two little pearls here, but I'm going to have one large, one medium, and a small one. Just there. How adorable. What do you reckon, ladies? Would you give this a go? Have you given it a go? I'd love to see your creations in group. That would be amazing. I do love to see all your works. Makes my day. So come on over, make my day. That's the one I made earlier. This is the one we just done now. Love it. So, thank you for watching. Come back next time and see what we make tomorrow. Lots of more exciting projects coming up. Till then, don't forget to press this button below. Bye.